Imagine this for a moment. You're lying in bed next to the person you've shared decades with. The room is quiet, the lights are low, and yet something feels distant. Not angry, not dramatic, just quietly farther apart than you were last year or the year before. You reach for their hand and they give it, but it doesn't feel the same. The warmth is still there, but the electricity, the pull, the sense that your souls are braided together, it's fading. And the scariest part, it's happening so slowly that most weeks you don't even notice. Until one day you wake up and realize, over 60, your connection is getting weaker every single week, and if nothing changes, it will keep slipping away. That quiet ache, it's more common than almost anyone admits. I'm the intimacy doctor, real talk, real science, real intimacy. And today I want to look you straight in the eyes, maybe through tears, maybe through a tired smile, and tell you the truth. This doesn't have to be the end of your story. In fact, for thousands of couples I've worked with, their 60s, 70s, and even 80s became the richest, most deeply connected chapter of their entire relationship. But only when they stopped drifting and started doing 6 very specific habits that science now shows can literally rebuild emotional connection, trust, and intimacy, even after decades together. So if you're watching this because something inside you whispered, "It's not too late for us," then stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you're going to walk away with a clear step-by-step roadmap that you can start tonight. Yes, tonight, to bring that spark, that closeness, that feeling of "you're still my person" back into your life. Let's begin with the first habit most long-term couples over 60 completely stop doing, and why getting it back changes everything. Every week that passes without intentional, curious conversation, your emotional connection erodes by a measurable amount. Researchers at the Gottman Institute followed couples for over 40 years and found something heartbreaking. After age 60, the average married couple spends less than 20 minutes a week in meaningful dialogue, not small talk about groceries or doctor appointments. Real conversation where you learn something new about each other's inner world. 20 minutes total, and the entire week. Think about that. The person you once stayed up all night talking to now gets less focused attention than your phone. The habit is simple but profound. Schedule 30 minutes of soul time. Every single day, no phones, no TV, no distractions, and ask each other one deep question. Not "how was your day?" but questions like, "What's been the highlight of your emotional week?" Or "When did you feel most loved by me lately?" Or "What's one dream you still carry that we've never talked about?" I had a couple in their late 70s, married 52 years, come to me in tears because they felt like roommates. We started this one habit. 3 months later, they told me they cried together for the first time in 15 years because they finally heard each other again. Curiosity is the antidote to contempt and boredom. When you stop being curious about your partner, your brain literally starts treating them like furniture. Bring curiosity back, and you bring your partner back to life in your heart. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to assume you already know everything about someone you've been with for decades? Drop a comment below if that's hit home for you. I read every single one. That brings us to the second habit, the one that sounds almost too gentle to be powerful, but neuroscience now proves it's one of the fastest ways to rebuild trust and emotional safety after 60. It's called the 6-second kiss, Dr. John Gottman discovered that couples who kiss for at least 6 seconds every single day, not a peck, a real kiss, have dramatically lower stress hormones, higher oxytocin, and report feeling romantically in love decades longer. 6 seconds is the minimum amount of time it takes for your brain to release the full cascade of bonding chemicals. Most couples over 60 have dropped to 1 second at a time until they're barely touching lips. But here's what's beautiful. You can restart this circuit at any age. One of my clients, Robert, 74 years old, told me he hadn't kissed his wife passionately since their 40th anniversary. On week 1 of trying the 6-second kiss every morning and every night, he said, "I felt like a teenager sneaking one in the hallway." His wife blushed and said, "I forgot you still wanted me like that." A kiss that lasts 6 seconds says without words, "I still choose you. I'm still here. You're still home to me." Try it tonight. And notice how 6 seconds feels like an eternity at first, and then becomes something you crave. Tell me in the comments how it goes. Your story might give someone else the courage to try. Now, let's talk about the third habit, because this one quietly destroys more connections after 60 relationships than almost anything else, and almost no one sees it coming. It's the slow buildup of unspoken resentment. You see, after decades together, we all collect little hurts. The time he forgot the anniversary, the years she criticized your parenting in front of the kids, the way he retreats when he's stressed instead of talking. Most couples stuff those hurts down because we're too old to fight, or it's not worth it anymore. But unspoken resentment is like emotional cholesterol. It silently blocks the arteries of your connection until one day there's a heart attack, total shutdown, affairs, or just cold indifference. The habit that dissolves decades of resentment is radical emotional honesty delivered with gentleness. What I call the soft startup plus full truth formula. It sounds like this: I feel when because what I need is. For example, I feel lonely when we sit in silence all evening because I miss the days we used to talk and laugh. What I need is for us to spend a little time each night really connecting. Notice there's no blame, no you never, no character assassination, just vulnerable truth. Research from the Love Lab shows that couples who master soft startups succeed in conflict resolution 96% of the time, even in their 70s and 80s. If you've been carrying quiet hurt for years, I want you to know, it is safe to bring it into the light now. The relationship you save will be your own heart. Pause for a second and think, is there one unspoken hurt you've been carrying? You don't have to share it here, but maybe tonight is the night you share it with the one person who needs to hear it. That vulnerability leads perfectly into the fourth habit, the one that separates couples who merely stay together from couples who keep falling deeper in love with every passing year. It's creating daily moments of affectionate touch, completely non-sexual. After 60, many couples almost stop touching unless it's leading to sex. But touch is the fastest way to regulate each other's nervous systems. A 20-second full body hug raises oxytocin and lowers cortisol more effectively than almost any other intervention. Holding hands while walking, cuddling on the couch, a hand on the small of the back, foot rubs, stroking hair, these tiny moments tell your ancient brain, I am safe, I am home, I am loved. One study followed couples in their 70s and found that the ones who maintained high levels of non-sexual affectionate touch reported the same level of passionate love as newlyweds, while low-touch couples felt like roommates. Start with the 20-second hug every morning and night, no talking, just breathing together. You'll be shocked how fast your bodies remember what your minds forgot. If you're watching this with your partner right now, reach over and take their hand. Just try it, see what happens. We're moving toward the end, but I don't want to rush the last two habits because they're the deepest. The fifth habit is rebuilding shared meaning, what Viktor Frankl and modern relationship science call a joint mission bigger than yourselves. After retirement, kids grown, careers winding down, many couples wake up and realize we no longer have a shared purpose. And without shared meaning, intimacy slowly starves. The couples who thrive after 60 intentionally create new rituals of connection, volunteering together, taking classes, traveling with purpose, starting a small legacy project, even something as simple as planting a garden together or becoming the favorite grandparents who host Sunday dinner every week. Ask yourselves, what do we want the next chapter of our life to stand for? Then build one tiny ritual around it. The meaning you create together becomes the glue that nothing, not age, not illness, not time, can dissolve. And finally, the sixth habit, the one that quietly determines everything else. It's turning toward your partner's bids for connection, even when you're tired, even when it's inconvenient, even when you don't feel like it. Dr. Gottman found that in the happiest long-term couples, partners turn toward each other's bids 86% of the time. In couples headed for divorce or despair, only 33%. A bid is any attempt to get attention, affection, or acknowledgement. Look at that sunset. I had a rough day. Remember when we... Most bids after 60 are subtle, and most failing couples have trained themselves to turn away with silence, criticism, or distraction. But every time you turn toward, wow, it really is beautiful, tell me what happened, love. God, we were so young. You make a deposit in the emotional bank account of your relationship. Masters of relationship make 20 positive turns a day. Disasters make fewer than 5. Start noticing the bids. They're happening all day long. And consciously choose to turn toward. It will feel awkward at first. Then it will feel like coming home, so there they are. 6 habits that can stop the slow drift and actually reverse it. 1. Daily soul time conversations filled with curiosity. 2. The 6-second kiss, morning and night. 3. Soft, honest truth that dissolves old resentment. 4. Daily non-sexual affectionate touch. 5. Creating new shared meaning and rituals. 6. Turning toward every bid, every single day. You don't have to do all 6 perfectly. Start with 1 tonight. The relationship you rebuild will be the greatest gift you ever give yourself and each other. If this video touched something deep places in you, do 3 things for me. First, hit the like button. It tells YouTube to show this to more people who are quietly aching for the same hope. Second, drop a comment and tell me which of these 6 habits you're going to try first. Your courage inspires others more than you know. And third, subscribe and turn on the little bell, because every week we go deeper into the real science and real talk of keeping love alive at any age. If you're ready for the next step, click the video popping up right now. The 60-second exercise that can save your marriage after decades together. It's the perfect follow-up, and couples tell me it's the most powerful thing they've ever tried. You deserve a love that grows deeper with time, not weaker. I believe in you, and I believe in the love you've built. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of each other.